Okay. I am playing this new game today because Neb suggested it. Well, he didn't suggest streaming it, but whatever. And he bought it for me, so I wrote 500 words this morning and I did some reading and now I play this game. Very productive day. So let's see what this is about. If it will like it. You're about to inhabit a broken mind. Not everything you see or hear is trustworthy. Oh, I like it already. This is cool.
Hello again. I guess it's time for us to chat, as is our routine. Not to imply that this is unwanted. In fact, I think I'm growing rather fond of you. You and I have shared a grand nothingness, and I feel as though your belly is a suitable embassy amidst the unknown above.
I'm gonna turn up the volume a bit. Let's turn the voice up a bit. January 31st, I often wonder how many times I have woken up to greet you. Hundreds if not thousands of days have gone by, surely. I can't believe you had not shown him to me. Solomon, my dear Solomon, yes. I met him near the south side of this facility. We had a wonderful chat and I don't want you to feel jealous. A friendship between us would never develop to eclipse my friendship with you, as he distanced himself from me after mentioning a woman named Belle. The poor fellow was unable to rid his mind of her, some long-lost friend from an older time, I think. I'm glad I'll never lose you, Leviathan. Our relationship is a special one. I have no idea what this means and what's happening. Some more stuff here. What the? Is that real or a toy? I think it's real. 2nd of February. He said something about moving north towards happiness and contentment. I got the sense that this was simple sarcasm, but that often gives way to an actual desire. I do hope he finds what he is looking for. After all, he is making an effort to explore. That's more than I can say for the other Minotaurs down here. The one whose residence is near the dumping point. The clean water was bad enough, but the new one, this Moses character, does nothing but whine about his precious dwellers and their unwillingness to move. Where's your movement, Moses? To be fair, he did leave the other day. He said he was meeting with the order camp somewhere north. 5th of February. He's back. Not Solomon, no. The other one, Moses, just down the way. It's so hard to keep track of all the Minotaurs these days. Ah, but I'm sure you know them all. You are a perceptive one, aren't you? Anyway, he's back, and I feel compelled to go and meet him again. I'm quite the social butterfly, I'll have you know. Granted, whenever I attempt dialogue, I usually get the same tired story about how insane I am, or some other nonsense. Moses doesn't like me. He had the nerve to say that you don't exist. He said that I am some idiot bumbling around spewing my mind to you. Well, Moses, I'm no fan of your work either. Hey, Tommins. I'm playing this strange game that I'm not really sure what it's what it's about, but I guess if we just keep going into it, we'll find out more. 7th of February, the Fool, he's made the switch. At least that's what they say. I made the switch once, and my mind has never fully recovered. I embraced Void, but I resurfaced quickly enough to survive. Why have you done this, Moses? Why have you dived into uselessness? After I switched to the unclean water, I began to see the world for what it could be. The vasts of nothingness. I can only rely on you to unveil reality again, Leviathan. You must show me what they have done and what this place is, lest I implode in my own abyss. 15th of April. He's gone. No longer will he exist as a parasite in your belly. He has made his escape, his journey to Tarshish, and I cannot help but feel as though he is brave in doing so. On the other hand, here I sit alone, with nothing to show for myself. I have become static. I sit here consuming the supplies from the old city, never even considering what sources might hold. Shall I continue to rot? Perhaps I should drink of the unclean water again. After all, if I am useless, there is no reason not to dissolve. No. I will continue. I will cling to sanity like a man lost in his hope, and I will cling to your innards like the parasitic worm I am. 30th of November. It has been long enough. I have wasted away being useless for enough time to see that there must be a change. Tomorrow, Leviathan. Tomorrow I will make my journey. I will reach the surface and I will find the old city. I will find the sources. Jonah. So I guess because I woke up here and I was sleeping here, I'm guessing that this means this is my little home. And this is my typewriter, so I suppose I wrote all of this. Sanity is a slippery thing. The graphics are really nice. Unauthorized personnel. This is really creepy.
Do you want me here?
Whoa, that changed.
I know the question must seem odd, if not insulting, but I really must ask. You seem distant as of late.
Guess that's me. Maybe. This is really creepy. I don't know which way to go. Guess I'll see. Oh, this is a dead end. Eyes. Main sewer access. What?
Admittedly, and please do not take offense, Your innards sometimes frighten me. Even in the complete safety of Abellion to myself, there are places like this that I do not want to know.
Guess I'm meant to go that way, so I'll go this way. It's a story, I think. I think it's a walking simulator.
I wonder if the
Kind of
dwellers
deal.
would cluster together like rats if they really understood the true value of isolation. All of their pathetic little wars and ridiculous assumptions of superiority would be washed away if they all had their own private labyrinths to roam around in. Granted, they could never understand the importance of the individual, the megalomania of justice in the guild, order, and, yes, even the unknowing. It's far too strong. There really is no point in even attempting dialogue.
I don't understand anything. Hey, Neb. There's so many dead rats around. Yeah. Let's go down here. Yeah, I really liked the menu music. Pigs waste what is not swill. I feel like all walking simulators seem to just freak me out. They always seem to be really creepy. Why are there eyes everywhere? I always feel like something is gonna jump out and try and kill me.
As a child, before the lots were cast, my parents moved around a great deal. The state of motion was not constant, of course, but it was frequent. Honestly, I loved the newness of it. I loved feeling like a sculpture, clay added over and over, but with an artist always ready to carve from my form that which I did not require, continually reshaping my psychology. Bags in front of me during the unfortunately early hours before departure. They seemed to decrease in number with each successive voyage.
Okay. This would be useful if I knew where I was on the map. Note 784. It's funny, isn't it? Months into travel, and at the end of it, I am left with absolutely nothing. They told me that I should seek out the water treatment facility on this northwestern portion of the island. They told me that if I found it, I would be met with a conglomerate endeavour to reach the inland. I was told that the Order and the other enemies of the guild would not interfere with our attempts at progress. No one ever told me that the conglomerate endeavour in question was simply the continuation of the same pointless struggle against nothingness. 785. I suppose this is my punishment for assuming movement has any worth. Miles and miles I ventured, all of this time spent, all of this pain endured, and here I sit with nothing to show for it but a dirty old mattress and a stagnant mind. That's the best part of it all, really. The best part is that I haven't changed. I'm the same idiot stumbling around in a fallen world that I was years past. Luckily now that death is binding me like an old lover, rejected yet loyal. It doesn't matter that the dwellers don't seem to be concerned with the inland. 786. Then again, why would they be concerned? Why would they want to find meaning, a meaning that the old city must provide, if they already have their own? What need would there be for change? I'm so horribly idiotic, aren't I? I should have seen it. No matter, it's about to be over, thankfully, and this pathetic waste of a life won't be here to trouble anyone anymore. Onward with your endeavours then, dwellers. I'm sure you'll make headway with your enemies someday. Surely it won't result in the continuation of an infinite conflict that will never be resolved. Surely. By the greater eye, what a fucking joke it all is. 787. I met a local minotaur named Jonah. He is a friendly reminder of sanity's fragility, drank from the unclean water, no doubt. In speech, he seems normal until a point, and that point is his dive into the bizarre. I would call it pretentious if it wasn't so obviously born of pure insanity. I guess I can't complain, as it's far better than the nonsense I hear from the guild. At least Jonah doesn't make weightless promises of inland ventures. No, he's firmly planted in his place. As if stuck in a loop, he keeps returning to vague memories of his childhood, as if they can protect him. In the middle of a thought, he'll just bring it back from the void, just to make everything seem safe. So I guess I'm a minotaur? That's what I got from that. No, it's cool. I'm just very confused. Like, walking simulators freak me out, but like, in a good way. Home. My father showed me in the heavens his flies, his wings like the clouds, his darkness the skies. Still, Behemoth is roaming in his desert unknown, the dunes reaching forward where no seed is sown. Under these beasts, neath the depths of abyss, Leviathan creeping, Shul's prince of Dis. Abba guided me onward by the strength of his hand. I let slip between my fingers my grasp of the sand. He wandered curious, do you know where you are? Indeed, I did not. All I could see was the blue. I told him plainly, does it matter? I'm right here with you. This is so freaky. These sorts of games in VR are ridiculously scary. Am I getting closer?
I shouldn't be here.
Well, I'm not going back. Going into the light is never a good idea. Can't see that. What the heck? It really does. Are these my parents? Happy and content. Yeah, they sure are. Oh, this is really freaky. Oh my gosh. I'm like really sad. At least you know you can't die
Please.
here.
I cannot swim this deep. Let me out. Please.
Collected them. I've read them. Am I supposed to pick things up? Certitude of the Ancients comes with a new coat, annihilating those deemed anachronistic? Indeed, Dover runs red. Oh, okay. I haven't collected anything yet. It's a person. So not these. Oh, it's so weird. Wait, I think they're dead. Oh, that's weird. They're dead. Oh my god. Can I collect this? I suppose it'll be easier once I've collected one. Maybe if I look down here again, there might be one. I suppose this is where I come to drink. Oh, no worries. I'll just keep looking. Can't go in there. They form a super long text. Okay. Maybe if I just go back a little ways and see if there was any. No, I'm stuck. I think this is where I came out. Nothing. And this was a dead end, I think. And which way did I go? I think I went this way. And then it was the other way. And I haven't been up here yet. There's only 7 of these notes. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, my character wants to find the water source, I think. So if I go to everywhere except that. Oh, there's more dead bodies.
Would you be angry with me if I removed his work? I'm not exactly a fan. Before I assumed this portion of your stomach, he existed as a parasite, eating away at your flesh before making his escape. I'm told that he refused to accept the sustenance you haul in from the outside. Some say he went insane after attempting to live off of the unclean water. Poor fool.
Freaky. Can check some spoilers page or something and find them another time because rushing through the game takes less than an hour. Oh, okay. January 24th, entry 1. This endeavour is new to me, but I suppose no other of my kind has written a journal of their discoveries, at least none that I have read. Why is that, I wonder? Why do the others, though spread thin in this hellhole, prefer talking to themselves aimlessly and without end? They wander in the dark, spewing their mind as if the walls themselves were engaging them. No matter, the walls will not hear my thoughts. No, my thoughts are for you, reader, whoever you are. January 25th. I met with the order camp near the downed subway car today. It was always interesting how they and the others down here have taken to living in our collective filth, though I suppose the grass is always greener only when you can see the other side. If I can plan some sort of coordinated effort to get to the surface, I think we can travel much faster. What we need is a rigid system and cooperation. 26th. Back when I was dubbed Minotaur by the Council of Modernity, I assumed the title granted me at least a modicum of authority over logistical affairs. This doesn't appear to be the case with the Order Camp, however, as they've rejected me outright. The title seems to distance me from them. Sometimes I feel as though the Council is no better than the rabble of pre-mods that they combated. The pre-mods themselves are almost entirely eliminated, but our current populace is just as stubborn and unwilling to challenge their current status. Okay. Guess that's where we are now. Oh. Okay. 27th. Today I decided to use a different tactic than I had used before. Instead of pulling rank, I opted to use reason. As common dwellers, we are all aware that our supply of water and food is largely provided by the old city. It is clear that this entire supply is simply the leftovers of a much larger meal, a hand-me-down for some other entity in a much better financial situation. While this free sustenance is appreciated, wouldn't you rather find the source? Apparently I alone have that sentiment. I will try harder. 3rd of February. It has been a week since my last entry. I have tried everything. These people are intolerable. I've tried every measure of reason to no avail. They'd rather drink the old city's charity water than find its fountain. I don't know how much longer I can take this. Every time I give reason to escape this underground purgatory, it becomes more evident to myself how badly I personally need to get out. And every time they refuse, it becomes more obvious now. It becomes more obvious how hopeless this situation really is. So I guess they're just trying to... They're just all living down here and want to escape. Oh, that's what they look like. Oh my gosh. This seems important though. Oh boy. Okay. Are you ready, kids? Oh, you think I should collect them all first? But then that would be even more to read all in one go. This is my idea of a terrible game. I guess you don't like reading, Dommins. Oh, it says note 2 and then note 3. So you get 3 notes at once. Otherwise you'll forget what was in the previous note by the time you get to- Okay, yeah, good idea. I guess I can do that all at the end. But if I don't find them all, then I don't know. So I came up that ways. I don't think I went down here, did I? Well, now I know what they look like, it's much easier. Yeah. I thought they would just be like a bit of paper, but that seems to be quite a fancy thing. No smoking. Wow, the lift works! Hey! Any lift music? Which floor do I go
Shall I ascend
to?
to your lungs and feel your breath? I think that would be lovely.
True. I wonder how many chapters there are. They don't seem to be very long. Oh, lovely. To me, it's some stupid chill game.
Simple little animals, aren't they?
Yeah, this is
Filthy,
chill.
no doubt, but can you really blame them? I suppose that if I were to hate them for their nature, I would be just as filthy. It's an odd position. To hate a rat for being a rat is to make oneself a rat all the same.
Oops. I didn't hear that rumor, but if it's true, then they're gonna make a lot of sales, aren't they? People are so sick of buying more and more consoles. Storage. Who lit these candles? I like this music. East
What's
access.
down there? No one ever told me. Not that I know anyone. Apparently, after the Guild took this area from the Order, they felt the need to block off the tunnel leading to an access point dumping into the unclean water. Everyone knows not to drink it, so why block the path?
Can't I just move all the boards? I guess they're nailed. But still. I want to go down there. Greater Eye. I love that it's all like in front of you. You don't have to, you know, pick up a book and then be like, oh, here's a note, like, and read it in the menu. You actually just see it. It's really nice. On the question of tactics, I should note that truth is best presented through the use of a vessel. That is to say, a passive tactic is not a tactic at all. We must be active, we must present correct ideology through any means necessary, because this world is a harsh and terrible place that deserves only an equally harsh and terrible vigilance. It is for this reason that our militant efforts are justified. Indeed, it is unfortunate that the Order stands in the way of what is right, yet the truth must be compatible with itself. The Greater Eye watches as we fight for a revealed light. Our activism may manifest itself in the destruction of those unwilling to see, but that manifestation is only a sin to those addled by contemporary perspective. Future generations will look upon our conquests and see the fruits of those willing to stand up for a good idea, a correct idea. They will see our certainty, and they will thank us for bringing a new world of perfection into existence. Evil is a cancer whose only cure is something that they now mistakenly see as mutilation. They may accuse us of villainy, the simple minotaurs and unaligned dwellers alike, but that is apathy working against them. They prefer to dream of perfect worlds rather than to create them in reality. We, the Guild, are not so idealistic. Realism, my brothers and sisters. Realism and activism are the keys to a brighter... Eschatton? Thus we will continue to make raids against the Order camps that have infested the northern portion of the island. If the unknowing refuse to acknowledge their problematic ideas, they will also burn. Having stormed the northeastern sewer outlet in this facility, we will continue to haul the carcasses of the dead to East Access. The others may see it as butchering, as if the dead are but chum. But the ever-increasing supply of bodies makes their dismemberment a necessity, if only for the sake of transportation. Take charge of those ideas that you hold true, brothers and sisters. Take charge of them and fight for them. Ideas do not fight for themselves. We must make incremental steps as individuals, small leaps of faith that will produce sweeping changes for mankind. Our leap is but a small step when the destination is already something that we hold true. It is the rest of humanity that must evolve. Humble servant of the greater I. Make the leap. This song. Hey Rudy Angel, how are you doing today? I'm just playing this game that Neb bought me. And it's a walking simulator. Let's go down here. I haven't been down here. Another note? Another box? Another note?
I don't think I'm a particularly condescending person. I'm just frustrated. I don't understand why we have to keep doing this. This conflict. Unfortunately, telling a group of people what they're doing incorrectly communicates that you yourself are doing that thing correctly. If only that were true. If only I was above this, rather than beneath everything.
Can't see that. Oh, okay. So there's like 7 chapters. 64182. Guessing that's a water treatment facility. Intelligence received notice of capture prisoner name Bell. Execute on suspicion of espionage. Locate conspiring operative Solomon likely to be in your ranks. Use extreme caution. Sending investigator. Objectives: push north towards subway access and will come from sea end. Intelligence, notice of execution received, notice of investigator arrival received, objectives: leave the water treatment facility, secure subway access, tunnel blocked via explosives, bypass, secure Jerusalem, and push east. I wonder where we are. What's that? East access, that's where they put the bodies.
What is
they
this?
said. Hopefully that's not what's in these bags. Oh, jeez.
What are you protecting me from? I must see it. I must see what they've done. I must see the extent of Nineveh's fruits, and I must see what they've done to you. Tarshish is nothing but a distant glimmer on the banks of void. There is nowhere now but you, and you must let me explore your guts like the parasitic worm I am. Let me see the decay. Let me see the stagnation. Leviathan, open these doors. Open them now.
Oh, God. It's a meme these days, but it means God wills this, and it was a slogan for crusades in the Middle Ages. Seeing the note about conquering Jerusalem reminded me of the meme. Oh.
What have they done?
This is where they said they put the bodies, and I'm guessing that's Belle. Oh God.
I've had enough. I'm sorry. You were right. I'm not ready. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's a horrible cycle, this existence. I reach out to connect with them. Again and again I try, only to discover that nothing has changed. So I return home. Progression is lost, and I restart the cycle. I just want to sail.
Whoa. Contentment is a dream that they will never realize. Neither will you. This is so weird but cool. Did I go that way? Or that way? Maybe I went this way before. I think I might have been this way before. Weird but cool is a good summary. Thanks. I was half expecting there to be a body in one of those. You know how it is. Peeing is believing. Watch for that which can watch you. No one understands. There is nothing up there. It's funny where they put the eyes there. Solomon was here. Watches me, I watch in return. Oh, that doesn't look good, does it? Can I not? Guess I can't go that way. So this is a dead end. Must be somewhere else I didn't go around here.
It's funny how they all hoard the same supplies. All of it from the old city, and all of it wasted. Would you grant me another ascent? I've explored your innards. Let me scale your back. It's always struck me as odd that evil is never self-aware. I mean, the most horrendous actions, these conglomerate endeavors of warring cabals, are caused by the best intentions. So all that's left is this grand suspicion of idiocy. Good intentions are moot under the control of a ludicrously stupid idea. But my contribution is hardly an appropriate contrast. I would like to argue that my contribution is non-existent, and thus superior to their negative impact. But the truth is, we're all infinitely terrible for not contributing at all, be it through neutrality or detriment.
Whoa, we're outside. This is where we want to be. This is really cool. Oh no! Can I go back? Okay, I can go back. It's really nice. The lighting, the graphics, the music, everything is just really nice. I didn't really want to go back in so quick, but... I don't know, which
Perhaps
is
I should
the way
kill
it
myself.
wants me to go.
It's a rather funny thought, actually. The standard reason for suicide entails depression. A sad portrait of a weak mind. But my desire for death is far more utilitarian. I feel as though I am useless. And I gather that this feeling is similar to what the others have felt. I do not suppose that any of them felt any particular brand of gloom before the end. Just a single shade of grey. At any rate, I prefer this situation to its emotional alternative. We Minotaurs are only different in that we're honest. We see what our species has become. We see the disease, and we see that there's no cure. What then, Should I linger until I grow old and die, affecting nothing and assuming the role of sewage? No. I'm beginning to feel as though the only honorable route is a swift end. Time has changed from an agent of death to an agent of cleanliness, wiping away existence like some sort of cosmic and crematory disposal. And I best incinerate myself before the universe is forced to deal with me through age.
That's heavy. 54. I think I'm done with it. I don't know how long I can continue searching for Jerusalem, and why the hell did they call it that anyway? I suppose that when the narrative of the old city fails you, the only thing left is to generate your own. That's precisely what they did, isn't it? Why find the source of the water when you can have the destination, yes? Pathetic. Just think of what could be in there, beyond the walls, beyond the conflict, and beyond the leap. What enlightenment awaits us inside? Do you not want to see it? Is our status as unknowing something I should feel proud of? Why can we not progress? I'm sick of living off charity water. If the water from the inland really is the only viable option for sustenance, I would rather die than continue to exist with the same unchanging fruits of an undiscovered tree. Shall I brave the unclean waters? Let us see how impure the swell really is. It has now been 5 days since I made my switch to the unclean water, and I must say I am feeling very little difference, if anything. I am slightly disappointed. I was expecting some massive psychological change, some shift from my original consciousness. I now feel almost no allegiance to the unknowing or their ideas, but that could simply be because of my recent frustrations with them rather than the clean water being in some way the source. Is this it, then? I think he's who I sent my videotape to. Abyssus. The deep. 15 days in and still no effect. A sham then, yes. The waters from the inland are no different than the waters of Sheol. Incredible. Truly incredible. Here I sat, wasting away, thinking that the inland could provide us with some new perspective, some enlightenment, some answers. But no, the inland is just as pointless as the rest of it. The world has truly fallen, hasn't it? I think things are going to get freaky now. Down into negativity. Oh, that's cool. I really like that. It doesn't appear until you're a certain distance from it. It has now been 3 days and 3 nights since I started drinking from Sheol, and I must say, I feel fantastic. I feel like a new man, a changed man, a man with no purpose, and a man on the edge of suicide. Is that not wonderful? Ah, look around you, the lack of all things, meaning, reason, all gone. Isn't it truly amazing? I've never been happier, you know. If only the others knew how pointless the inland waters were. If only they could hear the beauty of nothingness calling us from distant shores. Unveil void. 35210149401924040933. The end of it, yes. Can you hear it too? I remember when I could only hear it. Now I can see it as well, and the sight is grand. Don't worry, my dear reader, one day you'll see it as well, and you too will answer the call of the void. One day you'll see the vasts of nothingness. You will see the shores of our homeland disintegrate, and you will see the reality of instability, the deconstruction of everything revealed in all of its glory. Prepare yourself. Your time will come, and in that moment I hope you will have the courage to remove your consciousness from this shared abyss. Join me in Void, Jonah. I wonder if the significance of the letters, I think they don't show up until you're close to them, because maybe it's meant to be that you're writing them. The story of the dead inside guy. No wonder you like this game, it's a story about you. Oh, that's not a nice thing to wake up to. I've been here before. I need to get out of here. I want to explore that other building. Did I go that way? No, I didn't go this way. I wonder if I killed that guy. Maybe it's meant to be here then. Hey Leighton Bolt, how are you doing? I'm doing some writing work. I'm feeling kinda lonely, so I thought I'd come join. Aww. I'm just playing this walking simulator and it's really strange. So far, I guess, I drank some bad water and now I'm crazy inside this water treatment facility. I find all walking simulators kind of spooky, but it's good spooky, I guess. Intelligence, investigator missing, order operative Solomon, possibly within ranks, proceeded to Northeast Docks. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Lawmaster. You did that on purpose. I know what you're about. Proceeded to Northeast Docks after securing investigative ranks. Possible association attempt. Possible assassination attempt. Proceed with extreme caution. Greater Eye is watching. So I guess I am an assassin? Proceeded where? Investigate what? I'll read it again just so you. Intelligence, investigator missing, order operative Solomon, possibly within ranks, proceed to Northeast Docks after securing investigative ranks, possible assassination attempt. Proceed with extreme caution, Greater Eye is watching. Yeah, it wasn't very long anyway. Oh, more dead people? There's dead people everywhere now. I suppose when I do that weird, the weird cutscene parts, I realise that there's bodies and stuff. And a gun. These are soldiers. And we saw pictures of soldiers. I suppose that's what happened then. There was just some massive fight and everyone either died or went underground. That is all I know about this thing. It just throws you in. It's really weird. No, I haven't played Mount and Blade. Ziz. Yay, access!
I don't know why we exist in self-destroying structure. We all share a fondness for that which is correct, and we're all certain that we have it. But there must be a way for that loyalty to flourish without burning the last shreds of coexistence between our species. That is, a species that is primarily defined by its diversity. I don't know if I'm arrogant for assuming that my desire for progress is any indication of my task as a catalyst, but I tried to find Tarshish already. Only in my attempted escape did you find me, and I do not believe that you found me without reason.
This is a nice place. Whoa, there's a person there. A Minotaur. Conveniently placed house. See if anything's down here first.
These dreams act as mirrors. Like passive portraits of the complexities of the human mind, they paint self, just as ideas paint the universe. Dreams truly are the most honest form of introspection, even if I can only use them as an escape.
Perhaps contentment is nothing but stagnation. Question is, do they paint in oil or acrylic in these dreams?
Of course, if this mirror is to be trusted, then I'm just as vile as the others. The contrast between my reality and this one tells me that I do not belong here. The only thing I have that they do not is a fondness for this new world.
Whoa, that's cool. I jumped. That was a whole chapter? This game is short.
I actually knew the man who lived here. I believe his name was Solomon, though he insisted that the matter was irrelevant. During the few times we spoke, he seemed ungrateful to the point of mental masochism. He would consistently act as though you have somehow maliciously trapped him within your confines to limit what can be done with the outside. I, of course, know you better. You and I have a special relationship.
Dear Solomon, I'm not sure if you're going to receive this, but I hope it gets to you somehow. I miss you. Why did you leave? I don't understand. I know you went north, but I wish you would have told me why. It was never Abraham. I never loved him. I love you, Solomon, and I don't know if it's my fault or yours that we never were together. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes. I should have told you how I felt, but it's just so hard to know sometimes. I didn't know if any of it was real, you know? Maybe us being together was just a dream. Anyway, Abraham is gone now, and I am coming to find you. I'm just near the water treatment facility, and I know the sorts of places you love to make your home. Look for me in this area. I want to see you again. With love, Belle. Well, we know that she is dead because she was executed. Can't go down there. We don't want to go to the exit yet. I want to look around. Your character in monologues sound like you will end up a villain in a Final Fantasy game. Well, he is mad, so... Page 810, Unknowing. The Unknowing are one of 3 ideological groups that spawned from the formation of the Council. See Council of Modernity. Their ideology consists of a loose form of agnosticism. Finding a general consensus amidst this group has presented several structural problems, and their refusal to adopt any leader has resulted in an almost anarchic outlook. However, their methodology has almost no variation. The Unknowing seek to rid any potential new society of the concept of objective truth, and in doing so, they aim to eliminate oppression, entirely leaving truth to individuals. The goal is to create a society that adopts subjective truth. I haven't seen Princess Bride or Willow. Hey, there's a box in there. I've only found 4 and I'm on chapter 5. But chapter 4 was really short. Guild of the Greater Eye. The Guild is one of the 3 ideological groups that spawned from formation of the Council. See Council of Modernity. The ideology consists of a basic theism. Post-fall, prior religions lost their structure, so a sort of individualism took place. This effectively shattered any theological differences. This faction agreed to unite under the assumption that a deity does exist, even if that deity's exact definition is various amongst the members. The one understanding that all members all share. This ideological group's major goal is to rebuild a society that allows for freedom of religious expression. The primary method of achieving this at the present is through education. Under the regulations agreed upon by the Council at large, the Guild's methodology consists of presenting the possibility of a life outside the physical and an entity not bound by physical laws.
Before the fall, I had access to a monolithic complex of voices. My parents would simply drop me off with the instruction to learn. Vague, certainly, but the uncharted nature of the command provided me the freedom to let my interest plot the course. My travels picked up in speed as the voices became stronger, pulling me ashore to distant lands where discovery welcomed me with open arms.
Council of Modernity. After the global incident in blank, survivors divided themselves into 3 distinct groups based on belief structures. Post-fall, the ideological concerns of people still remained, while structures failed to support the conflict. So what was the debate? Gave way to violence. The council's primary role was to organize people into categories, thus allowing discussion between the larger parties to take place in a non-violent manner. Members of these categories are labeled dwellers. Anyone unaligned with the available overarching ideology I can't speak anymore. Ideologies is actively called to adopt the title of Minotaur. See Minotaur. The council was officially formed in and up to the writing of this encyclopedia to preserve voices on request of the council, there have been only 3 ideological groups. I don't ologies. By the end of the game, you'll be the leader of all 3 factions. This isn't a Bethesda game. I've been this way. I haven't been down here though. You'll be able to shout people to death. That's one positive thing about it. Oh. Something weird is happening. One giant leap for a man, one small step for mankind. My character wants to sail. Let me in the boat. I don't think I went this way. He's really mad if he jumps into a boat inside the building and says, "I want to sail!" Then I woke up. Ugh. Did they eat people here or something? I don't want to be there. Which of those 3 philosophies let me sail in a basement?
But if he could only have seen your qualities, your utilitarian and defensive necessity.
It's gone. I know of the Lovecraft stories, but I haven't read any of them.
Perhaps his dreams were a ladder leading to uselessness. Perhaps my dreams are the same.
One small step for a man, another useless corpse for mankind. Minotaur. The Minotaurs were elected as moderators in the discussions between the three ideological groups of the Council. See Council of Modernity. Their usefulness is directly related to their ability to maintain fairness, instrumental in preventing violent outbreaks and infighting. The Minotaurs do not align with any particular ideology. They act as free agents in a discussion between three established factions. A major source of support for the Minotaurs is another party named Leviathan? In the old city, which is now quarantined because of the water. We're learning more, but we need to know more still. Their dream.
How much do you know of the old world? Did you even exist? Were you thrown overboard when your fall occurred, floundering in a new and terrifying negativity? My transition was not a comfortable one, so in this we can feel a measure of companionship.
There's one called Moonlight Sea. I thought it would make a cool setting for a game. I recommended Lovecraft's work to someone in my chat and he hated it. Told him if he really thought so right, he should write a parody and call it Shit Show over in Smell. You can spell it Their Dream. 10 out of 10 indie game, perfect spelling. IG Neb. Yeah, Neb bought me this game. So I guess we can't swim away because of that warning sign. This music is so nice.
Do you still believe in a world out there in the blue?
Oh, it's Hebrew for the underworld. Interesting. Yeah, the art is amazing.
Books on top of books on top of books. Voices creeping in from the vasts of a larger and more ancient world, now trapped in the claustrophobia of narrow minds and cold halls.
That's an exit, so let's go this way. It's full of biblical references for some reason. It was supposed to be part 1 of the trilogy, but 2 and 3 never happened because most people hated the game. What's wrong with it? I suppose they just didn't understand the story.
The old world was worthy of the waters that still flow from the inland. These green pipes that provide us with the basic sustenance we need for a pointless existence are nothing but charitable structures for an already stagnant populace. In this sense, our ideas never change because we rejected the source for its fruits.
But it's not... Why is everyone needing violence in their games? And also, why is this even a thing now that people are surprised when a game doesn't have violence in it? That feeling when I love memeing on everything yet still feel remorse when an indie game studio dies. Like, there are tons of walking simulators and stuff. Like, it's for a specific audience that doesn't... Like, I don't get that. Why do people buy a game if they don't like the genre? When we discovered this cache of voices, the larger goal was already clear. We aimed to unveil truth in all of its objective and simple measure. Voices are nothing but relics of ancient discovery, and as obsolete as the old findings are, they may still act as ladders to a more complete picture of understanding. Fact, you see. Fact is unchanging and ultimately understandable. It is only in fact that our allegiance should reside. I hope you would permit me to say, my dear fellows, that fact does not respect our personal bonds, so even in community we should exhibit no final loyalty. What is more, any respect for those who choose to ignore fact is indefensible. Namely, the guild and their rather simple band of acolytes, shall we say, are not to be tolerated. Yes, the unknowing are also similarly detestable. While the guild distorts truth, the unknowing reject it outright. An absolute concept, surely. An obtuse concept, surely. After all, are we to consider their position untrue by nature of their claim? No, truth is a simple thing, beautiful in all of its grandeur and connected nature. The whole of the thing, the object, is singular. It is only under the lens that truth becomes more complex. These simpletons would have you reject the connections of our findings. They would have you ignore the simple and singular nation of a grander cosmos in favour of some other singular fantasy, as if fact is a slave to some other imaginary and entirely unfounded voice. Moreover, it should be noted that tradition in respect to voices functions to obscure fact itself. Like a great cloud, a blight tradition draws lesser minds away from fact towards ignorance. This evil cannot be tolerated, and its followers, guild or unknowing, should be assaulted with every measure of cruelty that they so mindlessly show to us. Do what you must, defile, burn, torture, and eradicate. Fact must prevail for the good of all. We must annihilate this illusion of the dream. Dreams are for those who cannot understand. Fact, my dear fellows, fact is what will guide us to a brighter tomorrow, a more comfortable future. Listen to these voices for the distant impressions that fact has left on times long past. Beyond this, they are worthless. Beyond their minimal connection to the larger singular cosmos, they are chaff. Tradition is nothing but the inhibition of revelation, the blocking force between us and understanding. The source should be worthless beyond what it has already provided. To regress to this source would be a devolution. Order, overseer, and principle. Overseer Principal of the Northwest Quad. If you see a dweller named Belle, restrain her immediately. We are certain that she has defected to the guild cause, and she should not be allowed to harm your garrison with any form of espionage. Intelligence has confirmed that her defection is indeed a fact. She may try to persuade you that she is simply escaping guild captivity, but this is not the case. Use whatever means necessary to extract guild information from her. Order intelligence. To Overseer and Principal of the Northwestern Quad, notice has been received that Belle is being protected by the Guild. The information she has about our encampments may compromise the area. As a precaution, send Units 8, 4, 7, and 15 down the tunnels to the docks. We'll be sending explosives to block off your subway access point. This will leave you and your family alone with a single unit of infantry. It is imperative that you stay and maintain this area. Even in personal bonds, we must exhibit no final loyalty. Of course, while I'm sure this precautionary measure will prove ultimately unnecessary, we will have to block our communication for several months. If anything does happen, it was a pleasure serving with you. One day our certainty will win out over the evil of the guild, and truth will be apparent to all. Hey Bob Bear, how are you doing? That book is horrible. Guess we're going this way. Another note. Wait, we have 5 now, and we're only on... And we're on chapter 5, I think. There's a feel to it like Thief. I've not played Thief. So far, yeah. It makes sense because chapter 4 was in some fantasy world, wasn't it? Wow. That's not long. Another Minotaur.
I have to believe that my dreams have some worth, lest I loose the same anchor into shoal. I have to believe that creation itself can bring life to cyclical demise.
Tarnish is manifesting piece by piece. All you can do now is hope that the Estraton sees its fruits. What's ball? Oh God. This little boy. Oh, that's horrible. Pagan god worshipped in ancient biblical times. There's lots of biblical references in this game, so that makes sense.
They all do the same thing. They all claim a certainty that makes the certainty of others moot. Yes, again and again I know. Truth must be compatible with itself. But is that not illusory? Is truth itself not something that is in essence unattainable? My realism's present, but so are my dreams. and to claim otherwise is a dream all the same. It's as if they have dreamt of a world without dreams. It's as if their world is one in which truth has revealed itself in an anthropomorphic turn, allowing us all to see it clearly and grasp it amidst the darkness. Sad, yes, that we all see a different beacon. Now, all I see is void, and I do not know what's left other than to give up and stagnate in your belly. I may not have their full sense of certainty, but as of now, I cannot present an alternative. Truth must be compatible with itself, but that is irrelevant when truth is outside our reach. Onward with conflict, then, and onward with my labyrinth.
I think this is the first walking simulator I've played where they actually have the bodies. In, everyone's gone to the Rapture, everyone is just gone. But there were signs of blood and things, there was evidence. Yeah. Last chapter.
One of the larger unknowing camps is nearby. Their lack of organization tends to make it difficult for them to avoid the conflicts between the Guild and the Order. Of course, the unknowing themselves make their own little raids. This results in it being difficult to maintain any sense of pity. Regardless, I'm sure the onslaught was horrendous. People never fight harder than when someone else attempts to uproot their anchor, even if that someone only does so by existing.
Nice music. Welcome to Jerusalem. And it's just camp. Third of October. I guess we thought this would be some sort of haven. A light on a hill. We thought we could hide away from what the other dwellers were doing to each other, although we hated them just as much as they hated us. I guess we thought we were simply right, making us exempt from the conflict. It's all backwards, you know. I mean, I get it. The world fell, yes. Everything went to shit. It's just that I think we assumed people would be largely the same after the old world left us. Oh, but just listen to me. I sound like a minotaur. speaking in circles about how terrible we all are, with not a friend in the world to comfort me. It's funny how I thought of them as antisocial, insufferable, and, worst of all, arrogant. Now I feel as though I see the point in the isolation. I hate that it has to be this way.
All of our dreams at their core involve some sort of contentment. This is the one desire we all share, but is it a goal that really should be met? After finding contentment, what then? Where is there left to explore after the last temporary comforts of happiness have been extracted?
I feel quite sad, actually. Leviathan's the name of the place. Hey Trev. Sad panda. Or right at the end of the game. Everyone abandoned Jerusalem after we caught word that the guild force was continuing onward past the minor order camp near the subway access point. It's just me now. I have several options in front of me, but only 3 that really matter at the present. Firstly, I could simply rejoin with my old unknowing group that has now left our Jerusalem. This is particularly unwanted because of our recent disagreement. Second, I could wait here and die when the guild inevitably takes the place. But the third option is what intrigues me. What if I went the Minotaur route? It's astonishing to me that I'm even considering it, given their apparent outlook on life. But there's something about the journey itself. There's something about that world, a massive world, that can only really be seen by making one's world small. From what I can tell, you essentially have to deconstruct your entire universe in order for the larger macrocosm to take over. Wait here and die, well, that's me when there's food and Mum's not home. When there's no food. So I suppose that's... maybe if that's written by me, that's what I've done. I've gone and isolated myself.
Our island is plagued with the fruits of a collective mental landscape that defines us as desperately holding on to something correct. So there is no place to hide without truly secluding or perhaps risking the inland. On some level, I feel as though I cannot blame the dwellers. Their zeal for truth is commendable. They're fighting for something, rather than keeping it to themselves. They're acting instead of hiding. Still, must cruelty be the manifestation of certainty? If only truth did not need to be compatible with itself. If only we didn't need an anchor to be right. If only we could sail instead of collecting dust on the memories of voyages past.
So I guess there's one group that's just a group of people who are denying that any of this has happened. But then there's also those who want the truth. And I guess they killed themselves over it. Alright, it's time. I've made my decision. The guild will be here in 3 days' time, and my venture in isolation awaits. It's odd that I never required any sort of dubbing. I remember that the old Minotaurs, the ones who still remember the pre-fallen world, acquired the title after breaking from the council. It's all rather stupid. Modernity, they called themselves. Members of the guild, order, and the unknowing all gathered together to make decisions on who is what before the conflicts even began. All it took was one spark, a single disagreement between people entrenched in their own ideas. To initiate an infinite turmoil, the guild called it heresy. The order called it ignorance, and the unknowing sat around screaming about their need to be educated so as to stop the oppression. To think the ideas weren't even their own. Their ideas came straight from the old city. Yes, I have seen how this works. These green pipes, these charitable structures, they are the root of our entrenchment. Well, no longer. I will find the source. The floodgates. Tires, that's all we do. So the guild was gonna, or the order, they were gonna come and take over the place. So I had to isolate myself. There's the eyes watching, eyes of God upon us. Just eyes, no perspective. Ah, but the narrative, if only they could have seen that we all see. Every last one of us, dwellers, minotaurs, premods, all of us, we all see. Every last man, woman and child on this island can truly see. It is simply that we all see a different narrative, a different truth, oppression of the diversity of voice. Yes, that the diversity of truth is what makes truth a nonsensical enterprise fit only for those who would oppress. The rules are gone, yes, gone, gone, gone. There is nowhere now to return to but the truth of all truth. These voices of old are yet more narratives of the mixing pot of our time, the great soup of numerosity that is our species. We should welcome them. We should embrace their absolute correctness as a lack of correctness itself. What can be known? Nothing. Nothing. What can be understood? Nothing. Oppression is the monopoly of a narrative where other narratives could lie, you fools. You absolutely insane mongrels. I hate you. I hate you all and your non-competitive narrative. I'm sorry, do forgive me, please, but only in my love for our collective narrative can I condone the rejection of your entirely problematic oppression. Idiots, 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 yes. Truth must be compatible with itself, you say. No, truth must be allowed. I reject the singular nature of your universe. Oh, order and your pretension. I reject the infallible nature of your tradition, guild, and I reject every last one of your preposterous nuances who would strive my narrative. My narrative is a dream? Ha! Would you suggest that there is a reality that is not my own, not your own, and not of anyone to have ever thought? You fool! You pretentious, arrogant fool! There are no dreams. There is only a multiplicity of narratives that all show an equally diverse truth that aligns itself with the experience of those who would be willing to live to imagine. I will kill you, O you oppressors. I will not hesitate to cut the heads off every last one of you stupid buffoons and drink the blood of your useless corpses. I stand for the right of the people and the right of all people to their own truth. Come forth those who would destroy my narrative and show your vile and disgusting nature. I am certain that you are wrong, you cretins, and I will not stop until you allow our voices, in all of their diversity, to be heard. The voice of one who is unknowing. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Yeah. Definitely. What's that? What's this way? I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. And I want to go the opposite way. So that's even more difficult. Makes sense that the guy you are playing as went insane if he was the Minotaur who was supposed to moderate discussions of these groups. Yeah. Ah, here we go. But I still need one more. After writing that last note, I was met by an old Minotaur who called himself Abraham. His sudden appearance startled me, but he seemed far more concerned with the fact that I was writing my thoughts down. I must admit, I don't really know why I am doing so. He kept saying something about an ideal. He was almost manic, isolated for years, I'm sure. Anyway, amidst all of the shouting and crazed laughing, I could make out several things that seemed to make sense. He spoke of the inland and how what all of the Minotaurs thought was an enlightenment was actually a lack of what we once held dear. He said that our certainty need be destroyed, but that the old city holds our belief. I was already fascinated, but then he told me a story. I will write it down. He said that there was once a beggar who lived in a hut. The man was poor, so he could not afford to repair his hut each of the numerous times a storm would damage it. Leaky and dank, his residence was simply a sad excuse for the minimum requirements of survival. One day, a golem, an impressive creature of stone and strength came to his hut. The beggar, embarrassed by his abode, reluctantly decided to let it inside. The golem offered to the beggar a new home in genuine charity. Struck by the sincerity of this creature, the beggar accepted the offer. The golem began to work. His method was altogether astonishing. Consistency abounded in the efficient construction of this new home. In fact, the golem began construction around the original hut. The beggar did not even have to move as his new residence was created. And what a residence it was! To the surprise and delight of the beggar, the golem constructed a castle, laced with beautiful tapestries and pristine marble. The structure's strongest quality was its security. After the work was finished and the golem had left, the beggar now sat atop his defences with an overwhelming sense of certainty. No longer would the winds and rain threaten him. The beggar, now elevated to royalty, had no need to leave his new residence. All that he needed was within the castle walls. He lived in his fortress until his death, happy and content. After telling me this, the Minotaur asked me if I would have accepted the golem's offer. Of course I said yes. After all, a castle is far better than a hut. This much is obvious, but Abraham then said something that made me question myself. He said, if only he had not invited it in, promising a seductively safe life. It was welcomed, but around him it only built a cage. There wasn't a cage if he could leave. Yeah, because he said he was writing his last note. Oh well, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the way I'm meant to be going, because there was a bit earlier that I didn't explore. Let's go back in here and have a look. Oh. I was pointing down, I was kind of expecting it to be a down bit.
Is this dream truly manifesting? Could the voyage be useful beyond escape?
Well, that was all it was. I don't know, there were lots of tunnels and stuff. There was probably one that I just didn't go down. Behemoth. Put aside Leviathan, explore your dreams until the world fades and progress is maintained.
I remember the exact moment. I remember the slight touch of ocean air passing over my skin as I stared aimlessly into the afternoon sky. It's interesting how, though generally more depressing, I actually preferred a cloudy sky to a clear one. Two vast expanses of blue separated do not have that quality of diversity that a more speckled display boasts. This is not to say that a cloudy sky is wholly unfortunate, because there were moments amidst the grey that I learned to dwell in. I learned to live in the moments where the heavens would tear through the sky as if digging through dirt, creating little bursts of pastel light in the otherwise desaturated gloom. It's as if clouds are nothing but a frame. I wonder if without them, happiness would turn into a flat portrait of stagnation.
Another Minotaur in the sky. Oh, there are 10. Make the leap. Oh my god. It's moving. I jumped. I made the leap.
We're almost there, Leviathan. The final step between me and the old city's upon us. I wish I could take you along.
So we made the journey and now we should be there.
Will you remember me? After all, I could never forget you. And how can I even begin to thank you for all that you've done for me? You protected me from a world that I was too weak to bear. But now the distant shores of another reality are calling me home. To something I've never seen before. A dangerous and unpredictable world lies ahead of me. But I'm ready to let loose the sails.
What's with all this? There's a ship.
Here it is. The leap. Goodbye, my old friend.
Oh. Let's say Fontes? Yeah, there are some that are just like one little area. The new.
If this final dream before the new is to be trusted, then all life follows the pattern of broken progression. Some call it redemptive history, still others call it galvanization, yet the trajectory is undoubtedly the same. We exist on a familiar shoreline, with the waters lapping at our feet. We look back and see an explored and thus frozen world. Then, as if subconsciously recognizing the need for change, we dive into a prison of even further inactivity. My prison was my only friend, it seems, but even he saw fit to spit me upon a new shore.
They must be my parents. Now the Minotaur isn't falling anymore.
I won't lie, I do miss Leviathan. It wasn't his fault that I was a parasite. But was he necessary at all? After being cast out, was devolution in his stomach the appropriate next step? Why couldn't I have simply washed ashore to the old city?
There's a man up there as well. Everyone here is frozen.
Perhaps Leviathan existed for me to discover him, even if that which I explored was my prison. Perhaps I simply needed to see the stagnation before evolving. When I was a child, I was given a rowboat. I wanted to sail, so the universe built me a galleon. How unfortunate that, when I got older, I no longer wished to explore.
What happened, Dommins? Trying to open Twitch so I can launch Minecraft. Start watching stream thinking it's taking ages. I like looking for your glasses while you have them on. Ah, we all have times like that. At least now you know. back here again.
I am going to explore again. I'm going to board my vessel and sail into an unknown world to dream all the more. I'll leave this dream behind to feel the sand of other shores in my hand and let it loose as I travel inward towards newness. First, however, I'll make one last dive into Abyss.
There's 11, not 10. Leviathan.
Here lies my captor, the great sleeping fish. My foundation's been disintegrated. I'm left with nothing but void. However, the baby of belief need not be thrown out with the bathwater of certainty. An assertion from an assumption is still an assertion, making any deduction from that foundation subject to critique. I may not be able to deduce from a place that I know to be true, but that which I deduce from my dreams must still be compatible with itself.
Really does.
I think I was wrong. Dover isn't where my dreams died. It's where one dream took over. I dreamt that I had no dreams. I dreamt that Dover smothered my belief with certainty. In truth, a truth that I cannot know, Dover ran red. The dream of realism created a monopoly of comfortable stagnation that held me hostage until I could do nothing but cling to Leviathan's innards for safety. My belief was not truly killed, it was captured. One belief was deemed more true than another, and I convinced myself that I was correct. I convinced myself that I could be correct. What if this dream's monopoly was disintegrated? What if I could explore a multiplicity of dreams, never quite knowing which ones are a reality? Truth must be compatible with itself, but what happens when truth is unattainable?
Oh. One giant leap for a man, one small step for mankind.
Solomon saw the illusion for what it was. He saw that the lack of dreams was a dream itself. His downfall was in his pessimism, however. He saw the manifesting process of dreams to be too slow. But of course it is, my dear Solomon. The dreams will never manifest in our lifetime, but that's where they have their worth. The dream, the ideal, is an object whose grasp should never be fully achieved. It is in the desire for the object that our true desire should lie. We should desire to desire, and in presenting the ideal to a fallen world, we will make incremental steps towards perfection as the eschaton approaches. One giant leap for a man, one small step for mankind, Solomon.
Aw, Tomins. Thank you. Damn. That's quite a few months. Thank you. One small walking simulator for a man. Isn't this like the level in The Witcher? Uses white dots to appear more watery. Yeah! Yeah, they do forget that, don't they? One giant sack of pretentious pseudo-philosophical bollocks for mankind. Well, the whole point of it is to just try and get across his thoughts, but it's all very unreliable and confusing. Pretty sure two of myself were gifted to me. Yeah, this level does look really nice.
The Dweller's dreams could function within themselves, from their foundation, as long as the factions recognize that foundation as a dream. What point would there be in conflict if the dreams cannot truly be controlled? They have their dreams and they cannot assert which is superior. So why not sail?
Oh dear. Music is nice. Wow, look at this globe. It's got the plants growing out of it. What? It's not flat?
I would tell myself that the real world has shown itself like a clear blue sky, spotless in its vast and flat nature. I tricked my own mind into believing that belief itself was not present. Now that the illusion has been revealed, I'm left believing that I can't know. Truth must be compatible with itself based on a starting point I can't prove. I can't assert which dream is not a dream at all because they're all just dreams. Why not discover the dreams I can't control, rather than hiding portions of them away to let what I was certain of flourish?
Whoa. Oh my god. Oh, this is so cool. Another biblical reference here. Jonah and the whale. Isn't the character called Jonah?
One last dive into the abyss of negativity. A terrible world full of terrible people, yes, but that can be changed. Epistemic humility can regress to the deconstruction of stagnation. What I previously thought to be stagnation itself, the lack of any true knowledge, is simply the deconstruction of an anchor, freeing us to traverse the unexplored.
look at that. Oh, and that's the heart. How freaky is that? Has it got two hearts?
I swam the depths. I confronted the bottom of the redemptive checkmark. I was far more negative than those who still cling to certainty, but that's part of the progression. It's part of the broken progression. In this respect, we cannot improve without first deconstructing. Now, all that's left is to rise to the surface, board my vessel, and set sail for a new and terrifyingly uncertain world. The old city has called, and I wish that more would have the bravery to join me on my journey.
Perhaps the dream was never meant to be realized. Who is Abraham and what are his dreams? Perhaps contentment is nothing but stagnation. Contentment is a dream that they will never realize, neither will you. Who are you and what are your dreams? Who was Bel and what were her dreams? Who was Solomon and what was his dreams? Tarnish is manifesting piece by piece. All you can do now is hope that the Ishatan sees its fruits. And I guess that's me, because this is just like my room from the beginning. Put aside Leviathan, explore your dreams until the world fades and progress is maintained. There's more. Oh, it's the bridge, but now the bridge is fixed. Oh, that was sudden. What a strange game. I still don't feel like I fully understand it. I think that's the only way you can really look at it. Yeah. Love this menu music. Like a painting by Jacques Pollock. I missed one of them. That is a lot to read. Does anyone particularly want me to read them? Because if you really want me to, I'll read them. Otherwise, I'll just read it myself. I'm not reading it in a night voice. No, seriously. Seriously. Yeah, I am missing one. There's no point me reading it if you guys aren't really gonna listen though. That's what I mean. End voice. Like Donald Duck. Oh my god, you guys! You'll listen. I am missing one though. Does anyone else want me to read it? Let's see where the 7th one is. Or does it only... No, 10. 9. Okay, so it is number 7. Let's see where number 7 is. Okay, there's no... Why is there an Old City wiki? That's pretty interesting. Location. I can't find it. No worries, no. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know. I'll have to play through it and find it some other time, I think. Because I also want to get food now. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time. Bye.